What's up YouTube? How are you doing today? Chana D, your Techno Dad here, and in today's video we're going to be checking out the Panasonic DP-UB820. And we're going to get into it right after the jump. And I'm back. Now if you're new to the channel and you want to learn about 4K, home theater and audio products and how to set them up properly, you should consider subscribing because I'm here to help. And don't forget to hit that bell so you get notified when I do a live stream to answer your questions or when the next video gets released. Well, now that all that housekeeping's out of the way, let's get into it. Alright everyone, today we're going to be talking about the Panasonic UB820. Now the actual model number is the DP-UB820, but I'll just call it the UB820. It's a 4K Blu-ray player that you can get for $4.99. Now I purchased mine from Value Electronics, and I want to give a big thank you and shout out to Robert for, setting up this pre-order and sending me my 820 out lickety-split. Thank you, Robert. As of this time, the recording of this video, Robert from Value Electronics is the only place you can get the UB820, but it does say that you can get it on Best Buy or on B&H Pro Photo. However, they don't have anything in stock. So I'm going to leave a link to the buy page over at Value Electronics down in the description. If you guys want to pick up this player, go ahead and pick it up from them. Now I also want to thank Canal, one of my viewers, that also pre-ordered from Value Electronics. Thanks, buddy. So why am I thanking him? It's because he actually informed me that Dolby Vision update had occurred on the machine, and it's very interesting. The update happened last week, but nobody's talking about it. There's no publication saying, oh, Dolby Vision added to Panasonic. The player does support both Dolby Vision and HDR10 Plus. Now the HDR10 Plus update occurred back in June of this year. It added HDR10 Plus again to the entire range of 2018 Panasonic 4K players. And it didn't matter which area of the world or region of the world you were in, everybody got the update. Now if you want to check out a video of that, KL Media uploaded a video on June 29th about the HDR10 Plus update, which I will link down in the description as well. Alright, enough talking. Let's go upstairs, unbox this thing, set it up, and check it out. Oh yeah. Alright, in the box we get literature, a full function remote, batteries for the remote, and a power plug. Now there's even a card that has its main features attached to the top of the unit. The UB820 looks very sleek with a high gloss black top and front. Both pieces though, however, are plastic. Now on the top of the unit in the right front corner we have the open close button and we have a power button. When the front flap is down in the center, it reveals the LED display and the front USB port. And to the left of that is the disc tray. Alright, that's all for what's on the front, so let's turn it around and check out the back. On the far left, we have the power port. The UB820 has two HDMI outputs, one for audio and video, and the other for audio only. Next we have a USB port that specifies an external hard drive can be plugged into this port here. So this is where you're going to want to plug in your media drive. Below that we have an Ethernet port for a wired internet connection. Next we have a 7.1 analog audio output section. And on the far right, rounding out all the connections on the back, we have an optical digital audio output. Alright, let's turn this puppy on and get it updated. Yeah! Alright, in the first turn on, it goes through all your basic things like choosing a language, turning off voice guidance. It's pretty annoying, so I would recommend turning it off. Then it goes ahead and tests 4K 60 output to your TV. Next thing we do is set up your internet connection. Alright, now we're finally at the home screen, and I gotta say, this looks nice. This looks a lot nicer than most of the other inexpensive players. I also like the fact that you can change the background wallpaper to different colors, and you can actually load in your own picture if you like. That's pretty cool. Alright, so let's go update this thing. To update the UB820, we need to go to Setup, System, Firmware Update, Update Now, and yes. And then it displays the new firmware if one is available. So this new firmware version 1.21 is the update that contains Dolby Vision. It took about 15 to 17 minutes to download and install the update. Now to turn on Dolby Vision, we need to go into the HDMI section of the setup menu. Scroll down to Dolby Vision and turn it on. Now if you notice here, HDR10 Plus is already there and it's already turned on. Alright, so let's check this out, shall we? Just make sure it works. Let's go ahead and toss in Ready Player One. Love the movie, everybody loves it. When we press the info button on the remote, we get some great detailed information about the content we're watching. So we've got 4K, 24 frames per second, Dolby Vision, and they also give you a bitrate as well. Next I went in to check out the streaming apps, and I was met with this really bad looking interface. I'm not sure what's up with this, but I think Panasonic needs to change this out. The marketplace doesn't have too many apps I would use like Vudu or Hulu. It does have Netflix, so let's go into Netflix. And here we have the first problem. This does not look right. Not at all. Immediately I had a feeling this had to do with Dolby Vision. So I went back into Setup and turned DV off and went back into Netflix app. And here we go. Netflix is now looking normal. So I went back into Setup, into the HDMI menu, turned DV back on, and then jumped back into Netflix, and this is what I get. This is not right. So I went into the master bedroom and plugged the UB820 into the TCL R617. I turned on Netflix on the UB820, and there we go, everything looks correct. Okay everyone, so out of these 3 TVs I have in the house, the TCL R617, the Vizio M Series, and the LG E6 OLED, this issue only occurs on the Vizio. I'm not really sure what the issue is, but I guess if you have a Vizio M Series, the Netflix app may be all messed up with Dolby Vision turned on. It's really not that big of a deal, especially when there's so many other places to use Netflix. TV, Apple TV 4K, Xbox One X. I really just don't understand why these manufacturers want to put streaming apps when it's super redundant. And they know it. They know it's redundant. Anyway, let's go ahead and talk about picture quality. It looks great. Just gonna say that, it looks great. Now I didn't get extended amount of watch time on my OLED, so with the HDMI optimizer, I was switching back and forth between 2 of them, the basic luminance and the middle to high. I felt the middle to high looked better on the TCL R617, but on the Vizio M Series, basic luminance looked better than the middle to high. My OLED is still not back in the living room, and I can't wait to get it back in its rightful place. Then I'll be able to look more at picture quality as it pertains to the Panasonic UB820 on the OLED. As for these budget TVs, the Panasonic UB820 does look great, but still can't wait to get it on my OLED. Overall, this is a great 4K Blu-ray disc player for the price. If you were to get this, I would suggest not using the built-in apps, as it may not work with some TVs when Dolby Vision is set to on. Will the UB820 take the throne from the Oppo and be the replacement for the UDP-203? That still has to be seen. But I will be comparing it to the Cambridge CX-UHD I have in-house, which is the Oppo 203 clone. Again, a big shout out and thank you to Robert from Value Electronics. Thanks, buddy, for setting up this pre-order And I also have the Panasonic UB9000 on pre-order through his site as well. Check it out, give him a call or email if you have any questions. He's super nice. Now, if you guys have any questions for me about this player, leave them down in the comments or hit me up on whichever social media you prefer and like to use. And I guess that's pretty much it for this video. So if you liked it, go ahead, smash that like button, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel using the button in the middle of your screen. Once again, my name is Chana D. I'm your Techno Dad. I'll see you next time.